Did you set New Year's goals, but none of them have happened yet? Did you create a vision board and it's just sitting there on your wall and you're not doing anything that was on that? Were you one of those people that wrote, "I want to be a millionaire" on my vision board? Well, if those are you, here's your video, your guide to creating vision boards from the beginning to the very end to ensure that you're successful when you make your vision boards. This video is broken down into various video chapters, which you'll see on the screen here. Before we begin, let's talk about what vision boards are. What do they do for us? Why are they helpful? Why do people make them? Do they actually do something for us? A vision board is a visualization technique. It's basically taking all the goals that you have for yourself within a time frame, putting them up in an area where you're able to see it, and holding yourself accountable to those goals to ensure that they actually become reality. Not just pretty wall decor. All right, so what are the benefits of vision boarding? I'm glad you asked. Vision boards just basically allow you to set your goals in a way where you're able to visualize it and thus put together a strategy and plan to ensure that those goals become reality. And I know, I've totally done it before where I've made a vision board, thought everything was gonna happen, and then at the end of the year in December, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you didn't do a single one of these things you put on your vision board. I totally get it, which is why this video is solely dedicated to talking about vision boards and how you can ensure that your vision board in fact does become a reality by the end of the year. Quick disclaimer, the end of the year does not mean December of 2024. It can definitely be you're starting now and it's gonna be a year from now. All right, so now that we know what vision boards are and why they're beneficial to us, let's jump into how to create a vision board and also how to ensure that we're holding ourselves accountable and being very successful. Step number 1. Brainstorming. So brainstorming has everything to do with ensuring you have very clear outlines of what you want your goals to look like. Get your notebook ready. Things are about to get very serious. I've broken down your vision board into different categories. And what you're going to do is you're going to analyze each category and determine specific goals that you want to achieve within every category. Category number 1, career and professional development. What is your dream job? What does that look like to you? Is there a specific company that you wish to work for? In terms of career, do you want to stay in the same career path that you have right now? Or do you want to branch out and try something new? Professional development. This can be anything from, I want to learn public speaking. I want to attend more networking events at work or school. What professional achievements are you looking to work towards? Is there a specific designation? Do you want to do a master's? Do you want to do a PhD? Consider these things when you're thinking about goals for this specific category. Category number 2, health and wellness. This category is broken down into 2 subcategories, physical and mental. Do you want to start going to the gym? Is there a specific workout routine that you want to try? Is there an icon that you have that you want to look like? In terms of mental goals, this might be, do you want to meditate more? Go to yoga? Do you want to start journaling? Go to therapy? Those are just a few examples that you have for this category. Category number 3, relationships and family. This has everything to do with your relationships at work, home, with your friends, etc. This can be a trip that you want to take with your family or your friends. It might be traditions that you want to start. Maybe your workplace culture with your coworkers, how you'd like that to look like in the future. Now, here's a quick tip. If you are in a relationship, I highly encourage you to make a couple's vision board. Basically, you and your partner are going to come up with goals for the relationship, and you're going to create a vision board that kind of encompasses all the goals that you want to achieve for this year together. Category number 4, personal growth and development. It might be books that you want to read, maybe a workshop that you'd like to join. It might be learning a new skill such as public speaking. Category number 5, finances. So here you want to consider things to do with your financial state. Is your goal to obtain financial freedom? Are there certain investments that you're interested in? Do you want to purchase a house? Do you want to start a small business? Something else that might be important here are your money spending habits. Do you want to save more money? These are just things that you want to think about for this specific category. Category number 6, travel and adventure. You might be considering solo date ideas or date ideas with your partner. Maybe you've never been camping before and this is something that you've wanted to try for a very long time. So here you just want to really think about things kind of out of the box. Like, what are things that you've always wanted to do that you haven't done yet? I've always wanted to take myself on a picnic and I've never done that before. So that's something that's on my vision board to really help me make sure that I'm doing that. Category number 7, hobbies. Are there any new hobbies that you're interested in? Maybe playing a musical instrument, pottery, video editing. Here you really want to consider new and kind of out of the box hobbies. Really take it to the next level. What is it that you're really interested in doing that you've never done before? And this is like now your one opportunity to put it together. Category number 8, habits. This is one of my personal favorite categories, and it's really just like taking a look at your life. What does your life currently look like? Are you happy with the time that you wake up in the morning? Be with the routines that you've set for yourself every day? And if you're not, think about what it is during your day that you can change. change? Is there a morning routine that you want to put into place? Do you want to stop waking up at 11 and wake up maybe at 6 every morning? Do you want to start healthy eating? Less screen time on your phone? Establishing a better skincare routine? Going to the gym a few times a week? Putting together Sunday reset days. These are just some things you want to consider for this category in terms of habits that you think are going to be beneficial to you moving into the new year. Category number 9, quotes. These are quotes that really resonate with you for this year. Like, we're setting the tone here, right? So what are quotes that really just stick with you when you're thinking about this year and how you're going to make this the best year of your life? What is it that just resonates with you? This is what you want to consider for this category. What I personally recommend is look on Pinterest, look at different quotes that really resonate with you and the future version of yourself. And those are the quotes you're going to put on your vision board to just encourage you, give you that extra little boost of encouragement when it comes to looking at your vision board and making sure that you're putting these goals into action. Category number 10, your center quote. So I highly recommend that you find a quote that's going to be on the center of your vision board. And this quote essentially just sets the tone for the entire vision board. So mine is "We will fail when we fail to try" by Rosa Parks. So think of a quote that really just resonates with the message that you're trying to send to yourself for this year for your vision board. And that's going to really just set the tone for you. I promise it makes all the difference. It's at the center of your vision board. You're going to look at it, your eyes are going to gravitate towards it, and you're going to remember exactly why you're setting these goals for yourself. So one thing I think is super important when you're brainstorming and you're thinking about each of these categories and the goals that you have for yourself is to just remember that at the end of the day, the goals are for you. They're for the better version of yourself. So think big. Think of goals that you really have always wanted to put in place that you just haven't before, or you're a little too scared to. Imagine if you just worked at these goals for 6 months. You gave it your all for 6 months. Your entire life would transform. Remember that if you fail, it's not really a failure. You're going to learn something from that experience, and that can propel you towards your next goal. But what if it all works out? It has the possibility to change the trajectory of your life forever. So give it your all. Set your goals for yourself and make sure that you're working at them. Step number 2, analyzing. So now that you've brainstormed all your goals for the different categories, you're now going to analyze the goals. Now you're going to look at every single goal you've set out in the different categories, and you're going to ask yourself, are they specific enough? Are they measurable enough? And are they in fact practical and reasonable to happen? Specific means, did you really lay out exactly what it is that you want to achieve as your goal in that category? I'll give you an example. Instead of saying, I want to go to the gym and get fit, you're going to write, I'm going to go to the gym this many times per week. I'm going to do these various workout routines. And this is how I'm going to measure my outcome of those workout routines. In addition to that, you have to ask yourself, is this practical? Is this a practical goal for me to actually obtain? Just making sure you're breaking down that goal into various steps, various measurable, practical steps to ensure that it in fact happens. Here's another example. A lot of people on their vision boards have I want to be a millionaire. Now look, I think that's an amazing goal. However, again, we need to go back to this analysis portion and really just analyze, look at it to make sure it's specific, measurable, and practical to ensure that it in fact can become your reality. Here's what you're gonna write instead. I want to save up this specific dollar amount into my bank account and all of my investments by the end of the year. These are the investment strategies that I'm gonna put into place to ensure that I'm actually obtaining this goal. And this is how I'm going to measure to ensure that everything is on the right trajectory when it comes to becoming a millionaire. Do you see what we're doing here? We're ensuring that everything is in fact very specific by the dollar amount, by the times per week, by the workout routine. We're making sure that everything is extremely specific, that it is in fact measurable when it comes to outcomes, and ensuring that we're making things happen and that it is in fact practical. This is oftentimes where people mess up. It's where we set a goal, which is amazing, but we just don't have the steps to ensure that we're meeting those goals at the end of the day. Or we have kind of an action plan to make sure that the steps are actually going to be implemented into our schedule so that we're working towards them. Step number 3, putting it all together. So now that you've brainstormed and you've analyzed your goals to make sure that they're in fact practical, measurable, and specific. Now what you're gonna do is find pictures on the internet using Pinterest or Google Images, print them out, get some poster board from your local dollar store, and put it together on your vision board. What I like to do is just have a whole solo date with myself where I put my vision board together. I light a candle to set the mood. I create kind of like an ambiance, maybe play a movie in the background or a show that I really like. Gilmore Girls! I might make myself a little charcuterie board to really enjoy my experience, a pretty drink, and I'll just sit down with myself and make my vision board. Look at every single image, look at the placement of it, where everything's gonna go so everything is aligning and just beautiful and exactly where I'd like it to go. Step number 4. Placement. Now, when we're thinking about placement of a vision board, this is where a lot of people create vision boards and then they just never look at it. It's because your vision board is in a place that you're never gonna look at. And if your vision board is across the room from you in a place where you never look at, you're not gonna look at it. And then at the end of the year, when you do your analysis of what goals you achieved using your vision board, nothing has come true because you did not look at your vision board. So what I suggest here is to put your vision board in a place where you're actually going to look at it. Now, this can be anything from across your desk that you sit at for many hours during the day. It might be right above your bed so that you can wake up and look at your vision board. It might be even in your washroom, to be honest. When you're brushing your teeth, you can look at your vision board. Having a virtual copy of your vision board, either to put on a productivity app such as Milanote, I really love that one, link in the description, or on your phone, a mini version of your vision board is really going to be able to help you as well when it comes to visualizing and ensuring that you're working towards your goals. Another tip here is moving your vision board to a different spot of your room every month. So your brain is just gonna look for your vision board. You're gonna be like, wait, where did I put it? And then you're just gonna continuously want to look for your vision board. So that's also a huge tip if you have issues with looking at your vision board. Moving on to step number 5, and this is the most important step when it comes to vision board making, holding yourself accountable. Now, this is the most important step when it comes to vision boarding because this is where you're going to be able to actually determine and reflect if you're working towards your goals or if they're just in fact things that you're not even working towards. What I suggest here is getting a notebook, and every single page is dedicated to one goal. What you're gonna do once a week is you're gonna look at your vision board, you're gonna look at the list, and you're gonna ask yourself, what did I do this week that aligned me with the goal that I've placed for myself on my vision board? As an example, if I've said I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times a week, I would ask myself, did I go to the gym 3 times a week this week? If I did, I would write that down. I went to the gym 3 times this week, and these are the workouts that I followed. And date it. And if you didn't, you're also gonna write that down. You're gonna write down, I didn't go to the gym 3 times this. You're gonna write the why. You're gonna write why you didn't do it. And the reason why we do this is to ensure that we're reflecting on why we didn't do something so that now we can put together strategies to make sure that we do it next time. Truthfully, this is the step that people don't implement when they're making vision boards or setting goals for themselves, and this is where things go wrong because we set these great goals for ourselves, but we don't actually consistently work towards obtaining those goals. Remember, you're gonna have days that are really great, days where you don't even have to think about working towards your goals because you feel great and everything's working out for you. And then there are gonna be the days that, we say we're going to do something and then we don't end up doing it, fall short of our goals that we've set for ourselves. And one thing to remember is that there are good days and there are bad days. But when you have bad days, remember all of the good days and how hard you worked on the good days. And that's why this notebook just really helps. Making sure that every single week you're writing down and holding yourself accountable allows you on the bad days to look at the good days and recall that you were able to do it. So when you feel like something is too hard and you feel like giving up, you have proof that you've done it before and you're able to get it done. And it's just gonna push you and propel you forward to achieving your goals. All right, so I hope this was a useful video for you to start vision boarding, or if you have already, to then rejig that vision board and come up with a really, really great, amazing one that's gonna help you achieve all the goals that you set out for yourself. I believe in you, I know you can do it, and I'll see you soon.